the Frank Mac Chevrolet Studio Annex, this is Time Out Overtime. On the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel, I'm your host, Rick Arsenal. And as usual, if you haven't done so yet, please, folks, get down on the corner, if you would, for me, and smash that like and subscribe button. I'm going to thank you ahead of time for doing that. Thank you. Uh, as you can see in the headline, the Tiger season's come to an end. Uh, it all fell apart for Tarek Skubal in the fifth inning today, and another big home run from the Guardians' Lane Thomas, and that was pretty much the ball game. So, do this obligation for the good folks at Beck Chevrolet, and we'll talk about it. I want to get back to this Ohio State-Oregon game that's going on right now. So, the colder weather is closer than we really want it to be, or what you think it is. And with the highs barely in the 50s for the next few days, it's going to be becoming a very realistic thought. Remind you a lot of the cold. Anyway, colder weather is closer than we want it to be. And this is where the service department at Frank Mac Chevrolet says now is a perfect time to make an appointment to make sure your vehicle is ready for the winter weather ahead. Pardon me. Let them check the strength of your battery, your belts and hoses, wiper blades, antifreeze, and more. And, plus now is the perfect time to get in and get those new tires so you don't go slipping and sliding down the highway. And if you don't think your car will make it through another rough Michigan winter, let the sales pros at Beck's help you find a vehicle for all seasons. The 2025s are rolling in pretty much nearly every day on the lot, so their selection is tops. Check out their inventory on their webpage at frankbeckchevy.com, or better still, stop by the dealership on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville and let them help you experience the Frank Beck difference. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Tiger season's come to an end. They lost. They had a top of the fifth inning. Another pinch hit, double from Terry Carpenter. They had a brief 1-0 lead. Hang on just a second here. And the bubble burst for Terry Carpenter in the fifth inning. He loaded the bases. He hit a batter that tied the game. And once again, Lane Thomas on the first pitch, it's a grand slam home run, and that's pretty much your ball game. Tigers added single runs later on. So did the Indians. Final score, Cleveland 7, Detroit 3. So long, guys. We'll see you in Lakeland in February. I'm not going to get into right now what the Tigers' off-season priorities should be, or I think will be. We'll get to that later on in the week. Next week on Tuesday or Thursday. As for today, I did not hear. I've been so busy because right after the game, I get into college football. I did not hear any comments, post-game comments from A.J. Hinch. I did not hear, pardon me, Tarek Skubal explaining himself after the game. I kind of had a feeling. To me, this whole series came down to one at bat. That was David Fry's at bat with 2 out in a man on in the seventh inning on Thursday. At the time, the Tigers were leading 3-2. I think if Bo Brisky could have gotten them out, I think they would have won the series. But he didn't, and they didn't. So much for that. Was it a good season for them? Yes, surprisingly good. No one they looked like on August 11th when they were 55 and 63, they had about a 1% chance of making the playoffs. But the problem is their odds. What are their odds of getting here next year to where they were at the playoffs, to the American League Divisional Series next year? Let's face it, not very good. This was the one shot they had, and like I say, it's too bad Bo Brisky couldn't have gotten David Fry out on Thursday. Question two is the way they were winning, the way the pitching was set up during school, and then, as AJ Hinch put it, chaos. Was this sustainable? I think we got our answer. The answer was no, it's not. You can't go, obviously, you can't start next season with starting with a pitching arrangement like this. You just don't. Uh, like I said, later on this week, we'll look at a couple of free agent starter possibilities. There are a couple of positions I think they need to upgrade. Seriously, look at, you know, Scott Harris told us they were going to be spending money once they felt as though that they had a core, and that's up to Scott Harris if he thinks he's got a core now that he can add to or not. Like I said, we're going to get into that next week in the days ahead. I'm sure there'll be a lot written about it in the paper too, but that's it. See you in Lakeland in February. Tigers right around Valentine's Day, provided that the complex hasn't been taken out by Helene or Milton. And that's another thing. I talked to a couple last night that have a winter home in Florida, and it's pretty much gone. They're telling me now there's a problem with looting down there. People coming in trying to get their appliances out of there. That's so sad. So they were about to go down there and see what they could salvage, apparently. But boy, that's just devastating and sad. And I don't know, other than they giving them my sympathy. There's not, there's not much more we can do for them. But I'm told the home insurance situation down there isn't very good either. So that's a shame. And as I said before, if you haven't heard, as far as Tropicana Field goes, Milton ripped the roof completely off of Tropicana Field. So I don't know where. I'm sure we'll hear something in the days ahead as to where the Rays will be playing next year, at least starting the season at. They might have to play at their spring training complex. Who knows? I don't know what that's going to be. Anyway, that's it. We're done with baseball. Don't forget tomorrow night. At least the Tigers are anyway. Don't forget tomorrow night. The Mets at the Dodgers, game one of the National League NLCS on Fox at 8:00. They're going directly up against Sunday Night Football on NBC, so we'll see who wins that ratings war. No doubt with New York playing LA, baseball is king tomorrow night. I don't care. I don't even know who's playing on the Sunday night game. But yeah, so as you know, Michigan and Michigan State both have a bye this week. Michigan plays Illinois next Saturday. The Spartans are home hosting Iowa. In a big game today, Penn State in overtime, if you haven't heard, defeated Southern Cal 33-30 because the kicker for Southern Cal missed a field goal in overtime, relatively easy one. And